Brought to you by Mad Voice and Data Consulting for Business. Call Patrick Antonio at 407-283-7832 or email him at patrick@madvoicedata.com. 91.28 to 8.72%. The point of this show today is to get done with the political season, put a button on it, local news and food reviews. Back to that. What's to bring a Space Force Academy here?
Byron Donalds watching the results.
That's the guy with the beard, right? The black guy with the crazy beard? Isn't this the guy that doesn't believe in heat exhaustion breaks or something like that?
Sanford will have a new mayor as two candidates look to replace retiring Mayor Art Woodruff.
How Trumpian is that? Some performative stuff, because that's what they got, is performance. God forbid. For those confused, yes, this is a biased show. There's no such thing as unbiased journalism, and I'm not even a journalist. Tucker Carlson is Tucker Carlson's gimp name. Only had his LinkedIn page, and that scared the crap out of me. I voted for mostly women, I think, this time around. 91.28 to 8.72%. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sanford Sitdown episode 13. I'm DJ Zwain, and, well, we're watching the commercials, but the primaries today, all over the country. We have some pretty significant primaries coming up here today, including but not limited to that of the mayorship here in Sanford, Florida. And it looks like 77,000 unofficial voter turnout. We had a 22.8% turnout. I think that was some sort of record in Seminole County. So this is the Seminole County numbers. So out of the eligible voters, which is in Seminole County, which is 339,542, the unofficial voter turnout was 77,519. Let's see. Let's actually break it down by location. So far, this is the unofficial turnout. So Vote Seminole shows. So SSC, that's Heathrow, that's not Sanford. I'm looking at the Sanford ones, and it looks like, okay, so Seminole County Health Depot, 90 Democrats, 36 Republicans, 32 NPA, or non-poly affiliated, I think. Sanford Church of Christ, Sanford Civic Center, 264 to 249. San Lando UMC, of course they had a bunch of Republicans there. River Run Church, anything that says church, I'm not really shocked.
And here we go, just a little less than 1 hour left before polls close, and key races across Florida will be decided. And people are still trickling in to cast their votes. This is a live look at a polling place in Winter Springs. We keep our distance out of respect for those, again, who are going inside. Good evening. I'm Greg Warman.
I'm Martha Sagalski. Channel 9's your home for up-to-the-minute election coverage. We have live team coverage across Central Florida and in South Florida as we bring you the very latest on the races that affect all of us. And the weather, if you're heading out to vote, how that's going to be for you. Let's start things off with one of the biggest, because tonight Orange County could have a new mayor. These four candidates have been fighting for your vote to manage a $9 billion budget. Channel 9's Sabrina Majore begins a live team coverage for us. And Sabrina, candidates have been working to get on
to Seminole County already.
Yeah, Martha, at least a few of the candidates told me they were spending part of today outside of a few different polling locations here. You can see this polling location has had a steady trickle of visitors. There's still about an hour left for people to vote at this polling site at the Broadway United Methodist Church. As long as you're in line by 7 p.m. at the latest, you will be allowed to vote. The mayor's race, of course, one of the driving factors bringing people out today in Orange County. Four candidates are vying to replace Mayor
I thought it was 7 o'clock. I thought it ended. I thought the polls closed at 7 o'clock. I voted early, so I don't know.
Affordability has become a big problem, specifically housing affordability. At least two of the candidates believe modernizing the permitting and county construction process is part of the solution. And we spoke to all four candidates ahead of the election. Here in their words, their final sales pitch to voters.
I have my first 100-day plan ready to go because I've seen what I have not been satisfied with local government. And when I step in this role, it's going to be right to work.
I have the ability to deliver for this community at a time when we need real leadership to ensure that we have well-paying jobs,
Orange
less
County.
congestion, and housing that people can actually afford.
I want the Sanford stuff. Give me the Sanford stuff.
Understands county governance, but as the clerk, I understand how to manage a budget, a local budget, how to take the concerns of citizens and turn that into delivering services for the public.
We represent a new vision for Orange County, not another recycled politician. We represent a vision that includes bringing the Space Force Academy here, building up space tech, revitalizing our blighted strip malls and turning them into centers for affordable housing and experience
bring a Space
retail.
Force Academy here?
And again, here's another live look at that polling site where we are seeing people come in and out.
A Space Force Academy in Central Florida,
the winner does
along with like Disney and stuff like that. We're just going to be, it's just, it doesn't look great. Oh, we have the fake armed force, and we have, you know, Mickey Mouse. Like, so weird,
And
right?
now so many eyes
Am I just, is it just me, or is that weird?
Ron DeSantis has been hotly contested for months now.
And we are live with the campaigns for frontrunners on both sides tonight, Republicans and Democrats, starting with the Republicans. Byron Donalds watching the results, and he'll do so right here in Orlando. Channel 9 Shannon Butler continues our live team coverage at his watch party at Universal. And Shannon,
That's the guy with
the congressman is expecting a big win to move.
That's the guy with the beard, right? The guy with the black guy with the crazy beard.
Yeah, Byron Donalds has seen those poll numbers, and he knows just how much money he has raised during this cycle, and he has held true to Trump's agenda, even sometimes on the campaign trail, talking about how he's going to make America great again. That endorsement from Trump alone helped pave the way here for a victory for Byron Donalds, but he has told the people as the governor of Florida he will focus on immigration, he will focus on economic opportunity, and focus on affordability. But one of his biggest challenges as governor, if he does in fact win in November, could be taking a hold of the property tax cuts.
And that's why we talk about the Florida dream so much, because there's so many people who have made a great life here. We want that to continue. Like, I want my sons to live in Florida. And
Isn't this the guy that doesn't believe in like heat exhaustion breaks or something like that? I think this is the guy.
It's about the next 30 years of this state, and we want to make sure that people can afford Florida and continue to build that dream for themselves.
Now, over the last year, there has been so much infighting in the Republican Party. The people here telling us that it's time to stop fighting each other and get ready to fight the Democrats. That could come here tonight. We are live in Orlando. Shannon Butler, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Shannon, thank you. The winner of that race will almost certainly face David Jolly, who is in Miami Lakes tonight. Channel 9's Deja Mayfield is live at his watch party, and Deja, their message is to bring on whichever Republican
waiting to
wins.
see what happens, waiting to see here when David Jolly arrives with, again, his lieutenant governor running mate, that is former U.S. House Rep Gwen Graham, and to bring you the very latest here and keep you up to date when we know more. Back to you in the studio.
Staff of Jolly's tell me they're very excited. They're excited for this night. Had lots.
This cycle is a cycle where I really believe this is the opportunity for change. And for us, that means standing for election for governor. We are seeing people turning out in this race saying it's time for change.
That was David Jolly there. Deja was in the middle. She is so busy in South Florida doing reports for various stations, but you get the message. He likely will win on the Democratic side and says bring on whichever Republican comes out of the Republican primary tonight. Now, there are so many important races we'll be watching for you this evening, from who will represent us in Congress to the people leading local school boards.
Yeah, so let's take you through some big ones right now. Voters across Florida will decide who will compete for a Senate seat tonight. Incumbent Senator Ashley Moody has several challengers. However, she is the favorite. And on the Democratic side, polls have shown a close race between State Rep Angie Nixon and Army veteran Alex Vindman, who testified in the 2019 impeachment trial against President Donald Trump. Another race getting a lot of attention, the race for the 7th District, which includes Seminole and parts of Volusia counties.
Martha, it is safely a Republican seat year in and year out, but maybe not this year. U.S. Congressman Corey Mills has faced calls to resign and is reportedly under federal investigation for campaign finance questions and accusations of sexual misconduct, which he denies. Mills now, because of all this, facing multiple legitimate competitors on the Republican side, including former local TV anchor Ryan Elijah. This will be fascinating to watch tonight. And on the Democratic side, there are 3 candidates hoping to flip this seat blue, including former U.S. Congressman Alan Grayson of Central Florida and former NASA Chief of Staff Byron Donalds.
And 2 of the biggest cities in Central Florida will decide on a mayor. In Deltona, incumbent Santiago Avila Jr. has 2 competitors, including Vice Mayor Maritza Vasquez. And Sanford will have a new mayor as 2 candidates look to replace retiring Mayor Art Woodruff. Insurance company owner Charles Davis and Christina Hollerback, whose family owns Hollerback's restaurant in downtown Sanford. All right, well, voters have had to brave the heat today and in some cases storms as they went out to vote today.
You know, we talked about hotly contested. Just getting to those polling places has been hotly contested. With less than an hour to go, here's certified chief meteorologist Tom Terry. Hadn't cooled down much.
Yeah, Marie, I'm sure no surprise for folks there. But just kind of let us know the vibe as people are seeing these numbers and this big lead for Byron Donalds right now.
Yeah, Garrett, no surprises, right? The staff here has been calling this not a watch party, but a victory party. And just a few minutes ago, they actually flashed to our cover.
How Trumpian is that? It's a victory party.
50% of the count was in Byron Donalds, was well ahead. There were cheers everywhere, and now that's only continued as more votes keep coming in. They did have a few people out earlier. They did the pledge and sang the national anthem. Now it seems like people are just waiting for somebody else to come out and speak.
Some performative stuff, because that's what they got, is performance.
Come out ahead of Congressman Donalds. Right now, though, it's just that waiting game. I'm sure they're checking to see whether that lead maintains its hold, but they are expecting that it will. This opened up at 5 o'clock, and people have been steadily streaming in. At this point, it is packed. Everyone expecting a good night for Representative Donalds, who hopes to change his title to governor in just a few months. This is
God forbid.
Expected to go on pretty late. The congressman here.
For those confused, yes, this is a biased show. Jesus Christ. There's no such thing as unbiased journalism, and I'm not even a journalist.
His son also came out, his oldest son, and gave a brief speech just to kind of get the crowd engaged. But right now, it seems like people are just playing that waiting game, seeing those results come in. All right.
All right, Fox 25's Marie Ettinger. We'll check back in with you in just a little bit.
Playing Freebird?
Joining us live from the
Yo, this guy's wild.
We also want to check in with the David Jolly camp down in Miami right now. We've got Fox 13's Aaron Messmer joining us live now. And Aaron, how are things looking there?
I think it's a lot like how it's looking with Congressman Donald's campaign out there. I think there are a lot of smiles right now. As you can see behind me, they're all outside waiting to come in.
This crap is getting on my nerves.
But they've been keeping everybody outside.
The volume.
The official announcement. But David Jolly went into this.
Hey, we're testing new stuff. Shut up.
Side of the ticket. One of 6 candidates vying for the Democratic nomination to go up against presumably Congressman Byron Donalds. But David Jolly has a lot of politics already in his background here. We know that he's had a long and kind of winding road through the Florida political scene. He was a congressman from Pinellas County from 2014 to 2016 before eventually leaving Congress and then leaving the Republican Party. He never saw eye to eye with President Donald Trump's politics, so he left, became an independent, and then eventually became officially a Democrat back in 2025, just last year, and that was also when he announced that he was going to be entering the race for governor. He's focused his campaign largely on housing, health care, and education. He plans to expand Medicaid and access to primary care through community health clinics, things of that nature. He also wants to lower homeowners insurance costs by creating a state catastrophic fund, investing also in workforce and things of that nature. Really, he's focusing a lot more on things that are affecting people's pocketbooks and less on the cultural battles that have dominated Florida politics over the last several years. But
this music that they are playing at this, quote, victory party is hilarious.
expected outcome. And we are...
I'm sorry, just as a DJ, I'm thinking about it.
In the Central Time Zone, the Panhandle, he'll come out and speak. But for now, it's just a waiting game. Watching those numbers come in, Garrett, and right now, it's all going, I think, as
I'm in the wrong
expected
freaking
on the
screen.
Democratic side of the ticket.
All right, Fox 13's Aaron Messmer joining us live from Miami this evening. We appreciate you checking in with us here on Fox 35.
You got it.
So we want to check back in, too, on the 7th Congressional District race. Some more numbers continuing to come in.
There it
and
is.
The lead for Ryan Elijah continuing to grow right now. Let's see if I can get those numbers up for you. We are seeing about 43% of the vote right now. And I think I'm having some technical issues here. So
Me too, buddy. Me too.
We're going to go ahead and take a break here on Fox 35 News Plus, our special report of You Decide 2026. We'll come back. We will talk about this 7th Congressional District race. I'll give you the latest numbers. We'll check in with our reporter who is at the Ryan Elijah election night party right now as well. So we will have that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Keep it right here on Fox Local, and we'll be right back.
Is that logic? That looks like logic. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to come back either tonight, later tonight, or tomorrow, do the rest of the show. We will do a show after we find out who the winners are. Whether it's tonight or we do it tomorrow afternoon, stay tuned. The DJ's Wayne live stream. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for voting if you voted. And we will reconvene live, or, well, you obviously do it online. This is not a terrestrial show. Although I did feel like a terrestrial radio show in the this past election season that I am so glad is over. At least the primary is. Locally. Tucker Carlson is Tucker Carlson's gimp name. Jesus Christ. Kilt man. Do you ever sleep? Anyway. So thank you so much for being a part of the program. My cameras are all sorts of everywhere right now. It's, this is a one-man operation. This season of the political season has gotten, and I guess obviously it's because I'm very vocal about who I vote for and all of that jazz, and that combined with a small like a bitty baby show apparently gets some people ruffled up in a feathers. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you my point of view. It's kind of like, this is like one of those wishes that you wish when you wish on a monkey paw instead of like a rabbit's foot. I think is that I'm a little stitious, I guess, these days, not superstitious. Apparently, the monkey paw is where you get your wish, but good Lord, does it come kick you in the balls when you get it. And I feel like that's it, because one of the comments that I made on one of the food reviews was, man, if you guys cared enough about local politics as you would these food reviews, we'd be in a much better place. And God dang. All right, hey, you delivered, and I am happy that you delivered. I'm happy that you were excited for those 48 hours. I just want everybody to. The problem is, I don't want everybody to go back to brunch, as they say, after this whole thing. So the election was yesterday. The people spoke, and there were a number of elections that I was happy with, a number that I was not. There were some Republican ones. Obviously, I didn't vote for the Republican ones because I am not a Republican. I'm just going to go through today. This is what I want to do. This is the point of this show. The point of this show today is to get done with the political season, put a button on it, local news and food reviews. Back to that, because political season's done. I've never felt more like I was part of the Salem Media Group company again, more so than I have this past election. It was really, really bad. It gave me PTSD of 2016. And if you guys know anything about my broadcasting career, yeah, it was interesting. So I wanted to just go through all the elections. Actually, it's going to be the Seminole County elections, not just Sanford, because don't know if you guys know this, Sanford, part of a whole ass county called Seminole County. We're the largest city in Seminole County, the county seat, as they say. So let's go through these. We have Chris Gleason with 11%. That's the highest percentage of every other Republican United States senator. Ashley Moody, 82.1. In the Democratic United States Senator primary, thankfully, we had Angie Nixon. So shout out Angie Nixon. She beat out Alex Vindman 58.57% to 41.4%. We have Representative in Congress 7, Republican Representative Ryan Elijah beat out Corey Mills, who is our incumbent. Corey Mills was 30%. Ryan Elijah was 52% in the Republican. The Democratic Representative Bill Dalton won out, and second place came Mary Elena Kinter, who I interviewed actually, and Alan Grayson in third place with 17.63% of the vote. Republican governor, we have Byron Donalds winning 47%, a deciding margin. He beat out, I guess James Fishback would be the next highest. So I heard James Fishback more than Byron Donalds. But I didn't have a dog in the fight because I couldn't vote there. So, whatever. Democratic governor's race primary. We have David Jolly at 57.35%. Second place came Dana Marie Foster, which I believe was who I voted for. So, womp womp, I suppose. Republican chief financial officer. We have Ingoglia. I hope I've said that right. Blaise Ingoglia beating out Frank William Colleague? I'm going to say colleague. I'm going to say it's colleague. And then we have Earl Ford. I voted for Taddeo, and the Taddeo won. Annette Taddeo. Shout out to Annette Taddeo. There are certain names that just stick out that I know. David Jolly, the fake Democrat. I don't know anything about David Jolly. If he's taking PAC money, chances are I don't like him. Anybody that's taking PAC money, I'm not about. So. He was a Republican. Oh, okay. I guess the guy was a Republican at one point. So Annette Taddeo was the one that she beat out Earl Ford, 67.42% to 32.58%. Let's see here. We have Republican Commissioner of Agriculture, Wilton Simpson, won out, 73.03%. He beat out Matt Taylor at 26.97%. So that's who we have there. Democratic Commissioner of Agriculture, Joey Mendoza Atkins. I believe I voted for him over Don Pritchard. Yes, I remember I did, because I think Don Pritchard only had his LinkedIn page, and that scared the crap out of me. Anybody who has just their LinkedIn page on their Ballotpedia either tells me they have it so much in the bag that they don't need to do anything, which scares me, because who's giving him that position, or them that position, in any case. And the second reason is that if he is earnest about earning this position, and he just did that, that means he's not phoning, he's just basically phoning it in. Kiltman on the chat says, only Pritchard I know is Bruce, and I don't like Bruce Pritchard. I don't know who that is. The Republican State Representative for District 36, Rachel Plakin, won over Joshua Sorto. I voted for a lot of women. I voted for mostly women, I think, this time around. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Republican State Representative District 38, Rachel Plakin beat out Joshua Sorto, 86.3 to 13.6. And we have Republican State Representative District 38, Emily Duda Buckley beat out Marcus Hyatt, 56.54 to 43.46. You have Doug Bankson beat out Carlos Fohery Sr., 91.28 to 8.72%. That's wow. Democratic Senator District 10, John Lundis, beat out H. Alexander Duncan. I believe I voted for Duncan. There's so many names that, I just come in with a cheat sheet and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, that gal. Oh yeah, that whatever. Like, that's how I do it. I read up on them and I just So anyway, let's see. We have Circuit Judge 18th Judicial Circuit, Group 4, Larry Freeman. And Larry Freeman lost to Robert Allen Siegel, who beat him out by 60.38%. to 39.62%. We also have Circuit Judge, 18th Judicial Circuit, Group 13. We have Andrea Font, which I believe is who I voted for, versus George Gaspard. So I guess Andrea Font, Fant or Font? I don't know. Fant. I guess it's Fant. If I'm butchering your name, I am so sorry. I do not mean to. 61.1% to 38.87%. Sylvia Gunner, the County Judge Group 3, and Nathan Scop. I think Nathan Scop might have been... I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I think I might have voted for Sylvia, but I could have voted for Scop, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I think I voted for Eric maybe? I don't remember. See, that's the thing. I can't... There are so many things that that you vote for that you just can't remember. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. This one I do remember. Christine Krause versus Antonio Pizza. And Christine Krause beat Antonio Pizza 67.97 to 32.03 to Antonio Pizza. Then we have School Board Member District 2 Joshua Meminger, 49.03%. Oh, wow, this one was very close. And Holton Mills. I believe Holton Mills was the Lake Mary guy. He's the one from Lake Mary High School. So I voted for him. That's how I remember him. And Autumn Garrick, I voted for Autumn Garrick. And because she was really good, but she caught my attention, and the reason I remember her name was because in her picture she looked a lot like Tina Fey, and I was like, oh shit, Tina Fey's running. And then I looked her up, and I'm like, okay, no, this lady knows her stuff. She's all right, cool. So and then lastly, but obviously not least, because this is the Sanford Sitdown, Justin Bruce Bynum got 2.84 of the votes. Charles Davis got 45.85% of the votes, and with 51.31% of the vote, Christina Hollerbach is the new mayor of Sanford, Florida. So that wraps up the election season for a lot of this. So what I would implore you, ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, check out the people that are running in November, the people that won. Check them out. Don't vote party lines. Party lines are BS. All that to say, man, I am glad that we no longer have elections. It's too exhausting. I left political talk radio for a reason. It was annoying, and I wasn't aligning with those political positions at that time. So, I mean, it is a form of, like being active in the community. So I like to do that. But man, do I like doing food reviews so much more. It is so much easier. It is so much more fun. And you people get just as riled up over a food review you disagree with as a candidate you disagree with. Good Lord. Let's turn it down a notch on the restaurants, guys. It's not that big a deal. It's just, if you don't like it, don't go there. Just don't crucify people over it. Christ on a cracker. Let's see here. So yeah, no, I'm glad that the elections are over, and now we are going to be going back to your regularly scheduled programming, which is local news and food reviews, and that is literally all we're doing. So if it's local, political or not, we're gonna do it. We're probably gonna try to get an interview in with our new mayor. Maybe we can chat with her. See if we're going to get more of those AMAs. And regardless of who you voted for, I mean, there are plenty of people that did not win. But the local ones, what I say is, let's just all work together to make this town better. And that's really, the Sanford Sitdown really is about bragging mostly about Sanford. But much like when you have a family member or a friend that you love that you disagree with, you want to bring that up. And I don't thinking back to when I was trying to bring this show to the city, I think this show is much better off not being attached to the city, like it hasn't been ever, because it allows me to be critical of the powers that be. And to me, that's more important than getting a paycheck from the city, you know? And now I'm going to have to be even more diligent about that because there are people that I like that are up there. If they're doing some shady shit, I'm going to have to stand 10 toes down. One thing about me is that I have lost friends over points of view, but points of view that matter, not just any points of view, not just where should this cent go of our tax dollars. It's, you know, do you believe in human rights? Do you believe in human rights? Then yeah, then we're cool. If you don't, that's not political to me. So when I engage in political talking, it's usually from that point of view, because to me, everything else is dressing. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, this show is the last election show, the last talking about anything that is not Sanford or Seminole County centric. Well, I guess until November, because November we'll have more elections, and we definitely need to talk about that because national and state elections do matter. But your local elections, for 90% of what you deal with on the day-to-day, will matter more. So I am very glad that locally that Christina won. I'm also glad that Charles was a good sport about it. He posted a congratulations, and you know, I think I have no reason to believe that he is not for the betterment of this town. In the end, both are going to be for the betterment of Sanford. So I hope that continues, and yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. And with that said, my name is DJ Zwain. You can follow me on all social media at DJ ZOUAIN. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch for all my live streams. And you can follow the Sanford Sitdown on all social media, also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And until then, I'll catch you on episode 14 next month and on the Flock Safety interview coming up. Talk to you soon. Peace.